Well, hey there folks, and welcome back once again to the Hop House. It's Eddie here, and we're going to do another beer review. If you just found us here on YouTube, or get the housekeeping bit out of the way, then go on, give us that thumbs up. This is the Hop House. We like hoppy beer, we like good house music. We're on the beer side, so like, share, subscribe to this channel, please. Thank you very much. Great. So, I popped down to Lidl. I only managed to pick up a couple of the Craft Beer Festival leftovers because I was kind of busy getting married and having my honeymoon and the honeymoon period, all that palaver. So I sort of missed out on the Craft Beer Festival at the beginning of August. I know there's another one in November, but there was a couple that I'd seen on the beer groups that I'm in that I really wanted to try, but I wasn't able to pick it up. A big shout out to the beer groups on Facebook. Shout out to the Witchwood Goblins, to Kerry Riley, to Jen Alport, to Sean Winstanley and all the other admins. Do a great job. And also shout out to the Brewskis as well, to Pickers, Paul Pickering, and the other admins on there whose names I just can't think of right now. Paul Dawson, I believe he's an admin. So yeah, cheers guys. Thank you very much for watching the videos and subscribing to the channel. Right, we're carrying on with beers and that I did manage to pick up from Lidl. We just did the fantastic Salt Brewery Crash, which was previously available in Tesco. And it is absolutely superb. So if you're still some in your local Lidl, go get some, seriously. Right, the next one is actually part of this new craft beer range that they've come out with in cans in all Lidl stores. I'll just show you. So it's under Down South Brewing. So it's a new brewery, supposedly new company, new concept. We did their double hot Citra. Bitter is better. And it wasn't very bitter. But this is their US of IPA, Modern Craft IPA. So US of IPA, Modern Craft IPA. It is 5.9%. Says it there, and it says it there. No, it's not 5.5%. Apologies. I can't read. 5.5%, 5.5%. 330 milliliter can. 99p this was. It was £1. £1. And it comes from Down South, apparently. If anyone knows who brews Down South Brewing, let me know, because I don't think they're a real brewery. If there's anyone that actually works for Down South Brewing and prove me wrong, please feel free to do so. But I have a feeling it's a big sort of big brewery, you know, big macro brewery down south. Maybe I know Hogsback Brewery, who apparently do those god awful Hop Foundry ones for Aldi. Is it them? Could it be, what would you class as down south? Fuller's are down south. I don't think Fuller's would go down that route, being Asahi owned, but you never know. I'm thinking maybe the Wells Brewery, the Old Eagle Brewery. It's Wells and Youngs. Bedford, but is Bedford classed as down south? I'd consider it down south, being a Yorkshireman, but I don't know. Ringwood Brewery under Marston's down near Bournemouth. Who knows? If anybody knows, let me know. Right, let's get this out then into the glass and see how she pours. It's been in the freezer for about 20 minutes. A little bit less time in the freezer just to get it nice and cold. Oh my word. I wasn't expecting it to be that colour. I wasn't expecting it to be hazy, because let's face it, it's a supermarket beer, but that is very dark. Very dark indeed. It almost looks sort of Spitfire-esque. It's amber mahogany kind of colour, but fair play to it. Look at the lacing. Bit of lacer vision for you. Lacer vision brought to you by the Hop House for those that love the lacing. Only got a bit of a head on it, but it swirls round in the glass beautifully. If my light didn't go up and down so much, you'd probably be able to see it. But fair play, the bubbles do chase the head of the glass. I love it. I think it's magic. So not what I was expecting. It's darker than I was expecting. In fact, it reminds me of, speaking of supermarket style IPAs, reminds me of when we did the Aldi Harper's American IPA, what used to be the Wild Bills. Very this colour similar. I think they're trying to have a go at replicating something like an Old Empire. which does have a darker malt bill, which I think some of the older IPAs in America did start off doing. So is that what they're going for with this beer? Let me just wipe it down. Yeah, the haze is definitely the chilled haze, because I can see my hand through the other side. It is a clear see-through beer. There's no actual haziness there from any oats or anything. But it's £1 a can. It's £1 a can. So what are you expecting? I was going to say twice as nice then. Let's not mention that beer. Let's not go there. Different budget supermarket, and it was dreadful. But the bitter is better. That's what I was going to say. That was a clear see-through beer. So I kind of expected it to be honest. It doesn't look bad. It looks darker in malt than I would expect it to. But is that how they've got it up to the 5.5% strength while brewing it for the cost price of £1 a can? Quite possibly. So this is aimed at someone on a budget, or someone that maybe thinks, oh, you know what, I'm in Lidl, I'm used to picking up a 4-pack of lager or whatever for £4. Oh, this is £1 a can. Oh, it's Craft IPA. It's a craft beer. Oh, I've always wanted to try one of them. And then they get it, and it looks like this. So I think that's what they're going for in the market. Right, we'll get the nose in there. So if you're new to this is the time of the video where we stick that in there and we give it a whiff. See what we can sniff. Malty. Caramelly. Traditional hop, hedgerow style smelling hops, and a little bit butterscotchy as well. Can't really smell any American hops in that, I'll be honest. I can smell malt, piles of malt, a little tiny rusty nail type smell, metallic, which does remind me of the Twice as Nice. Is this Hogsback Brewery? But there is a caramel bill there. Again, that's probably from the malt. It's not roasted malt, it's not dark enough, but certainly a darker malt. Not getting any hops. A bit of hedgerow hops, so a bit grassy and grassy, hedgy, stinging nettly. So you get that with your Fuggles or your Styrian Goldings or your Challenger or something like that. Something British. And then this sweet sort of caramelly smell. The butterscotch has disappeared now. I'm going to taste it. But the smell, it's not a modern craft beer. It's not. Although look at it now jigging about. Fair play. It looks great in the glass. Really does. Right. We've whiffed it, we've sniffed it. We're going to get the taste in there. So again, if you're new to these videos, we say bottoms up, down the hatch. Silence is deadly, isn't it? Deadly silence. It's lovely and cold and refreshing. I'll give it that. Strange bitterness on the back end. So it tastes like a best bitter. It looks like a best bitter. It's not a bad beer. It's not an IPA. Even Green King's IPA at 3.6% is hoppier than this. This initially, especially with the head, I mean, look at the head. It looks like a fantastic chilled down best bitter. It tastes like one of those smooth beers, like a John Smith's or a Tetley Smooth. It's got almost that nitro or filtered sort of smooth taste to it. What's the word I'm looking for? Widget, when you get a widget in a can. It comes across. Comes across that in the mouthfeel. Taste wise, yes, you're getting breadiness, you're getting caramel, lots of caramel. It's very caramelly, very malty, very caramelly. But you're getting bitterness down the side of the tongue at the back end, but it is British hop bitterness. This tastes like a super strong version of a best bitter. It's a nice beer. If it was a ESB, an extra special bitter, something like that, but it's not an IPA. It's really not. US of IPA as well. It's even different to when we did that Harper's American IPA. Go check out the review on the channel. We used to do the Wild Bill's IPA. That was very malty, but it wasn't as smooth as this. This is very much like a John Smith Smooth, just with some extra slam to it. Well, maybe not a John Smith Smooth, but that style of nitro or widgety kind of beer. Really smooth flow kind of in the taste. So it's quite pleasant to drink. It's got a nice mouthfeel to it, but it's not an IPA. It's too dark, it's too malty, nowhere near hoppy enough. So I'm in a bit of a dilemma here, because I actually quite like that to drink. It's a nice drink. It's just not what it advertises. So I think what I'm going to have to do, a bit like I did with when I did the last Start Beer Day, I looked at a porter. I really don't like porters, but I gave it a thumbs up for the style, and then I gave it my viewing for my personal tastes. So I'm going to go with that with this. I'm going to have a quick read of the can first, and basically, like the bitter is better, it says bugger all. It just says India Pale Ale there, in very small writing, that bit there. Contains barley and rye, and it just gives you like Lidl's address, store in a cool dry place away from direct sunlight, best served chilled. US of IPA, modern craft IPA. It's not. That's garbage in terms of what it is claiming to be. It's £1 a can. Now, if you are a traditional best bitter drinker, or you like your malty beers or something like this, then give this a try. Ignore the fact that it says IPA, ignore the fact that it says modern craft IPA, because there's nothing modern or craft about this at all. It is probably made by a rather large brewery for a budget and put into a budget supermarket to try and get craft beer drinkers to drink it, or I don't even think it's marketed. The craft beer festivals are marketed at craft beer drinkers. This is marketed at someone on a budget that looks at it and goes, oh, an IPA for £1. Modern craft IPA. Sounds good. I'll try it. If they're a lager drinker and they try this, they're probably going to go, no, that's rancid, and leave it at that. If you're a bitter drinker, I'd say buy it. Because it's a nice, strong bitter, an ESB. It's really good in that sense. It's nice mouthfeel. It's malty. It's got a biscuit character to it, toffee caramel character to it, and it's got a nice bitter hedgerow traditional hop finish. So, how I'm going to judge it is I'm going to judge it on what I think of it taste wise, and I'm going to give it a thumbs up. It's a really nice drink as a best bitter, as an ESB, as an extra special strength best bitter. As a modern craft IPA, US of IPA, as advertised, it gets a thumbs down. It's totally on the wrong level. It's not got the right malt bill. It's not got the right hops. Certainly not got the right mouthfeel. It smells like an extra strength smooth bitter. Tastes like an extra strength smooth bitter, both in the mouthfeel and the taste and the hoppiness. So, thumbs down for the style of what it advertises, thumbs up for the taste. Make of that what you will. Random as hell. Like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you again for another review right here on the Hop House. Ciao for now, people.